Yes. Welcome to the Newcastle preview.
Man.
Obviously, LB had his say a little bit before with the Big Steve stream, which was actually a good stream and very funny. But yeah, that's it. It's your preview. We'll go for our team lineup or what we think Pep will do. We agreed on this, didn't we? We said we'll start doing what we think Pep's going to do rather than... I think
so.
Because it confuses it when we do what we want to do. Let's just go with what we think Pep's going to do.
Predicted 11.
It's a predicted 11, not our
because we can
dream
also
11.
we can say, can't we?
We can say what we'd like, but then
what we're going to put on screen is now a predicted 11.
Is it predicted 11? Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, that's where we'll go. Nice clarification, Brie. Guys, make sure you drop a like on the stream if you've not done so already, man. We're about to get to 50 likes. Let's go. There's likes past 100. 50 people out of 200. Hit that thumbs up button. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel as well if you're new. And of course, guys, if you want to help support the channel, you want to help the channel grow and get yourself a loyalty badge, get access to extra streams, members only chats, then you can become a channel member. Sometimes there's a join button below me, and if you can't see that because the device you're on, then just hit the link in the pinned comment or the one in the description. Help support the channel grow. We already went through the sort of the press conference this morning. Obviously, more comments are going to come out in the next couple of hours on that, so keep your eyes peeled to see what Pep Guardiola says ahead of tomorrow's game. Obviously, like I said, like you just mentioned, then I did kind of have my say a little bit, but there's still a lot that I kind of wanted to go through. First of all, just sort of reiterate that this is going to be a really, really important game. I know that's obvious, but with Arsenal likely to win tomorrow against Bournemouth, we have to win. We have to win. We can't be allowing Arsenal to go, 8 points clear? We have to be getting that win. We have to put the pressure back on Arsenal. If there's any chance of Arsenal dropping points tomorrow, which I think is very slim, it'll likely come if we win and then put the pressure on them. We have to get the 3 points. We have to be putting the pressure back on Arsenal. And we have to continue this little bit of a run. If we win the game tomorrow, I know the draw is still 7 matches unbeaten, but a draw is really not that great for us. If we win the game tomorrow, it's 7 matches unbeaten. We'll close the gap temporarily to 2 points. We'll all be a little bit more confident there. So it's vital that the players go out there tomorrow, give their all, and try and get those 3 points, man.
Yeah, I mean, we said this. We said this in our press conference thing, innit? That the tomorrow is massive. It's massive for City. Personally, I think the pressure's pretty much off for Arsenal. Not in no disrespectful way to Bournemouth. I just think that Arsenal will win. So I feel like the pressure is already on us to get the 3 points. Now, it's a massive game, and I don't feel like we can be dropping points at any point till now to the end of the season. We can't afford to be doing that. Like we've still got to play Arsenal and beat Arsenal, and even then, nothing's guaranteed because we still need to rely on Arsenal dropping points. Now, us slipping up and dropping points against Newcastle just makes things terrible, absolutely terrible, and it'll start to slip away from us. If we want to win this title, we need to start tomorrow. Yeah, no, completely agree. Completely agree. It's a massive, massive game. Of course, we're doing our live watch along. Let's get into the predicted 11 then. Obviously, Ortega's back in training, but he wasn't never going to start this game anyway. It's There's no chance. Yeah,
Edison is going to start in goal. But Ortega, if you missed it this morning, is back in training following his hand injury. Then the fun starts. And this is where it gets fun. Who plays in defence? This is the big one.
Ruben Diaz will play. 100% Ruben Diaz plays, without a doubt. Now, it's who partners Ruben Diaz, because John Stones is back in training, light training. I have a feeling he won't be pushed straight back in because of how important he's going to be. Laporte has been ill, but he's also seemingly out of favour. Ake is an option. I think, personally, it will be left back Ake. I think it'll be Akanji and Diaz as your centre backs, and it'll be either Rico Lewis or Kyle Walker as your right back. Yeah,
okay, so let's have a look at this. Last time we played Newcastle, we played an inverted fullback with Kyle Walker against San Maximin. That was an absolute disaster. Disaster. Make no bones about it. It was a disaster. So the question is, do you play an inverted fullback on the right side? If you do, you have to play Rico Lewis, and Kyle Walker doesn't get in the team. I think in this one, Pep will learn his lesson, and I think he'll just go Kyle Walker in a normal back four. Maybe we'll talk about it. We'll come on to left back in a second, but I think Kyle Walker will start the game tomorrow, but I don't think he inverts. I think he just plays normal. What do you think?
I'd like him to just be a standard right back tomorrow.
Do you think is what will happen? Or?
Yeah. I agree. I think Pep will start Walker.
Okay, well, put Walker in then. Ruben Diaz, obviously, he's going to play. Now, the question is, who does he play with? Does he play with Ake in the centre-back position? Does he play with Akanji? Or does he throw Laporte or Stones back in? Now, Stones
I
for me...
Akanji.
Yeah, for me, Stones is too far away. He's only been in training a couple of days properly, so he's not going to play. So the question is, does he play Ake, but then who do you play at left-back? Does he play Laporte for the build-up play, but he's not really played him? Or does he just stick with Akanji? In my opinion, I think he'll probably end up going Ake at left back, although it would surprise me if he went Bernardo. I think he'll probably go Akanji as well. I think Akanji's the guy to throw in here.
I think he'll play Akanji. 100% think he'll play Akanji. No, he could. Bernardo left back season. Is there no shout for Bernardo left back seson with Ake left centre back?
100% there is. Yeah, that's what I just said. Yeah, I think there's a huge chance that Bernardo Silva could start at left back tomorrow. Now, would I do it? Probably not. I probably would start Ake myself. What will Pep do? He's probably thinking to himself, if Newcastle come and just sit back, having Ake there is kind of useless. You're kind of losing a man. You're better off with Bernardo Silva. As we kind of saw in the Nottingham Forest game, when Nottingham Forest just sat on the edge of the penalty area, you're probably better off there having Bernardo Silva. But there's also a chance that they don't just come and sit back on the edge of the penalty area because they kind of need to win as well. If they've got real ambitions of getting top four, they don't have to win to get top four, but they are now 4 points outside the top four. I know they've got a couple of games in hand, but they need to be winning games. And I think, will they come and sit on the edge of the box like they did against Arsenal? I'm not sure. So, it's difficult, man.
It is. It's a very, 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 very difficult one.
I think he'll go Ruben Diaz, Akanji.
Ake.
I think he'll go Ake. I think he'll just go Ake over Bernardo Silva, but it really wouldn't surprise me if he played Bernardo Silva at left back.
But I think if he plays Bernardo Silva at left back, he doesn't play Akanji. He plays Ake.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, you're probably right.
He ain't gonna full send Bernardo there and not Ake on the side as well.
I agree. Yeah.
So are we throwing in Diaz and Akanji?
Diaz.
That's what I think Pep will do.
And I think as well, you throw Ake, Diaz, Akanji, and Kyle Walker in there. It's a solid base. Again, you shouldn't really be conceding more than one goal. I think that defense with Rodri in front, you might as well just throw it anyway. Should be able to see out the game tomorrow without conceding more than one goal. That's kind of what I'm hoping for, because it's a solid base. You're not messing around defensively. The question is then, will the attackers be able to score more than one goal? Because this is kind of where I've been at in the last couple of games, and it's kind of proven to be true. If you score more than one goal with the solid defence, you are likely to win the game. So it's just, can we create enough? So I think he'll go with that. However, I do think there's also a slight chance he might run Bernardo left back, drop Akanji, and play Ake in the centre back.
I think that's the only alternative. I think that's the two alternatives for this flat back four that Pep should be doing tomorrow. I see a lot of people saying if Akanji starts a centre back, City will drop points guaranteed. Now people might be looking at the height as well, which is something that Akanji does offer you. I've seen people in the chat saying that basically because Newcastle have such a big side, will suffer when it comes to set pieces.
Well, yeah, I mean that is fair. They are a big side, and I think they're doing quite well on the set pieces on the stats. I've seen a stat that said they're doing quite well, but I mean, at the end of the day, you put Bernardo in, bro, and you drop Akanji, you still got 3 good in the air. And you got 3 good in the air with this one.
Yeah, I mean, Ake's still in the side, isn't it? So
yeah, so it's kind of the same. I'd argue that the defence that we've gone for is probably better suited anyway for the aerial. But Akanji's a weak link in the air, as we all know. But if you take Akanji out and put Ake centre back, and then you put Bernardo in, then Bernardo becomes your weak link. So you're going to have one kind of weak link regardless.
You kind of got to take an L a little bit, innit? So
yeah. But I think this is much better.
This is safer.
Yeah.
In terms of that, like Akanji isn't great in the air, but you'd imagine he's better than Bernardo in the air. Ronaldo being tiny.
Yeah. No,
I rate this. Super chats. Dave Rocky with a 5 says, Dave Rocky stats time. Yes, Dave, mate. He says Newcastle are the only team this season to score more than 2 goals against City. They scored 3 goals against us in their 3-3 draw.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I mean, we were crap that day.
Shit that day.
Hopefully, we don't concede 3 tomorrow.
Yeah, that's pretty mad, though. That is pretty mad. Mad stat. Con Robbo with 8 months says, lucky LB last night with the eyes emoji. Don't want to see no pauser. Full chaos buffet mode. Erison, Lewis, Diaz, Akanji, Ake, Rodri, KDB, Foden, Mahrez, Erling Haaland, and Grealish. He's gone full send mode.
I don't go Rico Lewis. I just think where is Sam Maximin dangerous? He's dangerous when you give him space where he gets the ball at his feet, he looks up and he's got no one in front of him for the 5-10 yards.
Because he can get sprint the ball. Yeah.
He can start sprinting. He'll do his mad skills. I think if you get Kyle Walker and just say to Kyle Walker, get tight on him. Don't let him turn. I don't think he's that good, personally. You know what I mean? But I think if you give him space, he is then a very dangerous player. I think you have to be so tight. And of course, if you play Rico Lewis, he's going to invert. So he's not going to be that close. He's not going to be tight to Sam Maximin, which Kyle Walker can be. Yes, okay, you lose something going forward. You lose a little bit of ball control in the middle of the pitch. But I just think that tomorrow I'm hoping that my front players can do the job and that my defensive players do the job. And I'm not really needing my defence to help out in attack. But some people might say, well, we need our defence to help out in attack because we've not been creating many chances.
That's true. And that's something that we've been saying all season. So we might have to take that L in it tomorrow.
Yeah.
And when we talk about chance creation, we might have to be like, well, this is the team. Mohammed with a 2 says it's suicidal if Diaz and Foden don't start. I completely agree. They're 2 players that have to start for me.
But I'm not sure about that, Mohammed. I think Diaz, 100%, I agree. Foden, I think there's a little bit more of a debate on Foden. I think that you can look at Jack Grealish and say Jack Grealish has been playing well. Look at Mahrez's stats. Mahrez's stats, he's been doing well as well. I don't think it's as obvious for Foden. Yes, Foden's doing mint, and I might now put him in the team that I want. But I don't think he's guaranteed to start.
I don't think he's guaranteed to start, but personally, I think he'd make a big difference if he did start.
Yeah.
So I do kind of agree with Mohammed in the sense that it's suicidal if Diaz and Foden don't start, because in the sense of Foden, I feel like it's a massive L if he doesn't start because of what he brings to the side at the moment. He brings a lot of directness.
Yeah, I mean, I don't necessarily disagree. I don't necessarily disagree with you. I just think that Mahrez and Grealish are still playing well. So I still think that I'm happy if they start. I'm not desperate right now for Foden to start. But if he comes on or he starts and he does well, then I think going forward he will have to start every game. He's played 3. I think he's played 3 games now. Played well in all of them. One of them was a sub appearance. I think he's very, for me personally, I think he's very close to being. You have to start every game. But he's not for me. He's not right there quite now. But that does not mean to say that I wouldn't start him. But it just doesn't mean that he's 100% a starter for me.
King with a 3 month says, "I'm nervous about this game. Not gonna lie, same mate. I think most people will be. It's a massive game. Newcastle have proven to be a very difficult side to beat this season. Only losing twice. So we're in a title race where we can't afford to be dropping points.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think you'd be weird if you're not nervous for this game. It's huge. We've already just put Rodri in. No point in really speaking about that. It's obviously going to be Rodri. Let's move into the 8s and we might as well just do the whole attack. I don't know if you just want to whack Haaland in. I don't know, because obviously he starts. But then
it's definitely Haaland.
Yeah, everything. I think everything else is up for debate because
I don't think so. I think Grealish is guaranteed.
Okay.
I think Grealish is guaranteed 100% to start.
Okay. Whack Grealish in then. Whack Grealish in. I back that. I probably agree with that. I think so. Then I think that maybe everything else is up for debate. Maybe Gundogan. I think Gundogan probably starts the game.
I think Gundogan starts the game. I agree with that. Gundo starts.
Yeah.
Now this is where it gets difficult because
this is where it gets like
it's these 2 positions which can kind of change the whole thing, because you could put Alvarez and Foden in here and be similar to when we played the other week and we went full ham. You could play Mahrez in there. You could play Alvarez and Mahrez in there. Do you know what I mean? You could play KDB Mahrez. You could play KDB Foden.
Yeah.
I think it's difficult, man. It's difficult. I don't think Alvarez starts personally.
You think he goes KDB?
I think he goes KDB. I think he goes KDB.
Tricky, this one, isn't it?
Yeah, it stinks.
This is a tricky one because
he's. I just go back to he's such a big player, bro. I think it's got to be KDB.
I'm going to be a poll for the chat there. See what the chat think.
Kajira, I agree. I mean, I agree. You know what I mean? I agree with the KDB Foden shots. But your faith in KDB is embarrassing. I'd hardly call it embarrassing. I don't walk away ashamed of myself. Like, bro, I embarrassed myself last night on stream. KDB doesn't start tomorrow. I'm like, I'm so embarrassed that I put KDB in my team.
Yeah. It's a tricky one. I don't think it's really difficult because you're right. Alvarez and Haaland, that's kind of what I want to see, but I know that when you're in these big games and you're in this sort of title running, you need to go to experience, and KDB's the man. For me in this position, I probably go with KDB as well. I'd go with KDB as well. But it's the sort of KDB you're starting, but bro, you better fucking perform.
Oh, if KDB's doing shit, then he needs to switch him up. Yeah, switch it up. Put Alvarez on.
Yeah. I'm a go KDB. I'm a go KDB, man. And I'm backing, just like I was backing Foden a couple of weeks ago to do bits. I'm backing KDB now. I think KDB, whatever it is, KDB maybe not been completely on it. I think he's ready. I reckon soon he will put in top performances.
Man, ready to cook.
Yeah, I reckon so. Like it's kind of said with the Foden thing. I think sometimes players they get through like a little bit of a rut, or they go through a bit of a stale period. And even Kevin De Bruyne's stale periods are still very good periods, but clearly not at the heights of his best ever performances. And I think sometimes it takes the player a while to understand that, shit, I'm in a stale period. Maybe the fans start getting on the case. Maybe the fans on social media start questioning whether they should be in the team. We've questioned whether he should be in the team. And the talk comes. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh, shit. I'm in a stale period. I need to up my game. And then boom, they click into gear. And the best players in the world, they can do that. The best players in the world, they can just go, oh shit, I need to play well again. And then they'll just go out on the pitch and play well. That's how good they are. They can just turn up on a day and just play mint. And I think KDB is definitely one of them players. And I'm backing that tomorrow, KDB, if he starts, I reckon he's going to do the business, man.
Yeah, I hope so. I think KDB has to play. I just think he has to play, man.
77% of the chat agree as well, but still, 22% of people there in the chat still want Alvarez. So
I mean, to be fair, it's a bit less than that. 55 said he misclicked Alvarez. He said, "I apologise to the ginger god."
Then we come to right wing, and I'm going to do another poll on this one: Mahrez versus Phil Foden.
I think it's Phil Foden personally.
What you going off that for? What's the reasoning?
He's more direct. He's been absolutely incredible in his last 3 games. I don't think there's a reason to take him out of the team.
Okay.
And if you give your reason as, it's Riyad Mahrez, I can understand in one sense, but in the other sense that there's been times in games recently where Mahrez has been ineffective. Phil Foden offers you directness, pace, goes forward, drives at man, and I think he just changes the game at the moment. I think Phil Foden has to be it. I love Mahrez. Do you know what I mean? Have you seen Foden left and Mahrez right? You know what I mean? I'd be happy about that. But at this moment in time, it's Foden right wing season. And honestly, I think Phil Foden.
In Mahrez's last 5 starts in the Premier League, he's got 3 goals and 3 assists in 5 games.
Decent.
Ooh, it's hard, this one, isn't it? Jeez.
Eye test, bro. It's Foden.
I'm going to go Foden.
He's cooking, bro. He's cooking.
I'm going to go Foden, man, but it's not fucking easy.
He got 2 goals in his last game.
Yeah. No, it's not easy.
One which was a little bit sus, by the way. That one that was defo an own goal. I don't know how he got given that.
Maybe there was a different camera angle that they seen.
Nah, bro, it was going wide. It was 100% going wide. I don't think they had a definitive camera angle, so they just kind of had to give it him. Yeah. Still though, that was defo going wide. That still though, I love it.
Yeah, all right then. Let's run it. And let's see if he can do it. I'm happy with that. Okay, but do you think that's what Pep Guardiola will do?
Yeah.
You think he'll run Foden?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, interesting. There you go.
Well, it's hard to say. It's hard to say what Pep would do. Because, bro, Pep could do anything in here. Honestly, Pep could do anything. Pep could be Bernardo left back. He could do anything in it. So it's I can't say yes, Pep will do this. I would do this, and I'd like to think Pep would do this. I don't see a reason why he wouldn't. It's a team that Pep would start with.
Yeah. No, I like it. And I think it gives us a little bit of everything that we need. You got the control and the pauser from the Gundogan and Grealish. You got a little bit more power and pace on the right hand side with Gundogan and Foden. Obviously, you got the big man up front. I like the defense. The defense is a solid defense. That's what I like about that defense. Yeah, okay, they don't give us much going forward, but it should be relatively solid, pretty good for set pieces as well.
If Laporte is ready to go, do you put him in?
Laporte?
Yeah. If Laporte is absolutely fine because he's just been ill and he's ready, yeah. I think he has to play.
I would play, yeah, but again, I would do that, but predicted 11, Pep don't do that.
Pep don't do that.
Pep ain't starting Laporte, man. I don't think so. So yeah,
even when Laporte's fully fit, Pep don't start Laporte, so he's got no chance, has he?
I would personally start Laporte every day of the week, but Pep ain't doing that, and obviously as it's a predicted 11, yeah, I reckon it'll be a Kanu and Diaz. And I like the team, man. I like that team. I think it's a solid team.
I rate that team. I think it's sick.
Chat, what do you think of the team? You like that team? If you don't like the team, why? Why don't you like it? Let us know in the chat. We'll read some of your comments out. Big up Karim. Says, Foden fanboys are his biggest enemy. With all due respect to the teams, he only played against Bournemouth and Bristol, not Real Madrid or PSG.
That's fair enough.
That's fair. Fair comment. It's certainly a fair comment. And that's why I get, again, you know what I mean, with 6 goal involvements in his last 5 starts for Riyad Mahrez. I don't know, man. Maybe Karim's just changed my mind on that. I'm not sure. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's very difficult. Big up John with a £10 donation. Thanks a lot for the super chat, bro. Says, every game is a final now. No mercy. Together, City till I die. I agree. You know what I mean? We have to win the games. I mean, and you can say every game's a cup final, you know, must-win game, 6-point match. We can throw them all out, whatever phrase you want to say. Just fucking win the games. You know what I mean? You got to win every game that we're playing now. We've got to be putting that pressure on Arsenal. Arsenal got some winnable fixtures coming up. We have to beat them anyway. We just have to keep putting the pressure on. And we have to win games. We draw tomorrow. All right, yeah, we're 7 unbeaten. Probably not good enough. We need to be winning games. And that's where we're at. That's where we're at in the season. You know, taking a draw at St. James's Park earlier in the season, we look back on that and go, you know what? Good point. Good point now. Against a really good team that's only conceded 15 goals all season, only lost 2 matches, away from home, boom, I'd take the point. Look back on that goal. Now, even though, yeah, it's still not a bad point if you draw because they're a great side, because where we are in the league.
Yeah, because of things that have happened in other games, it makes this like a must-win.
Correct. I agree. So, yeah, that's where we're at. So, I'm looking forward to it, man. I think it's going to be a mad game. Just a quick one on Newcastle and their team. I'll get their team up now. Joe Linton, obviously, he's a decent player. He's had 10 yellow cards this season.
10 yellow cards already? Yeah. Jesus Christ.
He's probably going to, he's going to be something that we need to watch. Obviously, he's a good player as well. Bruno is obviously a fantastic player. We all know about Bruno.
I heard that. Did he pick up a knock again?
Yeah, he come off in the Carabao Cup, but I think he's going to be all right. Let me go on Premier League injuries. Newcastle United. Let me find Bruno. Bruno is fine. Yeah, he's fine.
Okay.
He's available. Nick Pope is available. Despite people telling me he's not available, he is available according to this. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So that their team that they played recently. So Nick Pope in goal. You got Kieran Trippier, Shah, Botman, and Byrne. Very, very solid defense. We're going to struggle there. They've got Bruno. They've got Joelinton, Longstaff, who will probably play in the middle. Almiron and Maximum as the wingers, and then Callum Wilson or Isaac as the striker.
Is Isaac fit?
I believe so. Yeah, I believe so. He's fit. I've not seen anything on Premier League injuries to suggest he's injured. And he played the last game, did he? Come on against United.
I didn't watch it.
Yeah. So that's where we're at with that. Big up Nick Tor. Says 3-0. Foden. Fucking, I've not heard that for a long time.
I know, yeah, Nick Tor, mate. Jesus Christ. I've not heard that in so long.
Yeah, not heard him say that for a while.
That's been ages, that, bro. That has legit been time since he said that. I rate it, though. I back it, mate. Let's get it going, innit? Yeah, mad. Yeah, Raheem, mate. There's going to be people who are going to the game and that. There's going to be a clap at the 6 minute mark for. Is it Millie Rose? It is Millie Rose. I actually know her dad, Liam. He was actually the person who got me into Photoshop.
Oh, really?
I used to do Manchester City wallpapers on Facebook, the page, and it was me and him who used to run it.
Oh.
So yeah, 6 minute mark. There's a clap for Millie Rose. So I mean, if you go into the game, get on it.
Yeah, man, 100%. Yeah, so look, we played against a team that's not in the best of form recently. They've not won a game since a Premier League game since the 15th of January. They've only won 2 Premier League games since Boxing Day. They're not in great form. They're not really scoring goals. I mean, if you look at this, for example, bro, these are goals scored 0-0, 1-1, 2, Carabao Cup, 1-0, 1-2. So they very rarely score more than 1 goal. And before that, 1-0, 3-1. Like, they very rarely score more than 1 goal. So this is why I'm saying, pick the solid defence, which we've just gone through. Have a solid defence there. Commit to not conceding more than a goal and say to your attackers, you score me 2 goals in the game, you'll win a game. That's the way I'm kind of thinking. Obviously, yes, they can score 2 goals, but that's kind of the way I'm thinking about it. They very rarely score more than 1 goal, score 2 goals, and on the odds, you're looking at the odds, play the percentages, you're probably going to win the match.
Yeah, you'd like to think so. There's obviously there's a situation with that there. So I don't want this game to be one of the games where it's like 1-0 and we rest on 1-0 and try and put it down. We need to be clear. We need that cushion, man. How good did it feel the other day when we actually got 2 goals and it was like, nice. Relief. Relief. I think it's going to be a very, very, very difficult game, and nothing's a given in this match. 12:30 kickoff absolutely stinks as well. Absolutely stinks. So it is what it is. And I just seen Lazuli then said, JP, what's your level right now? I'm probably at a 7 right now, which is really high, but that's because I'm like thinking about the game a lot right now.
Yeah, and he was quite low this morning as well, bro.
I was absolutely sure. Yeah, and I said before the press conference, it's the press conference and the preview that gets me nervous.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean. It seemed like a very pivotal moment in the season for the Premier League title race and for Manchester City. Obviously, it's a really tricky game. After that, we've got Crystal Palace away, another tricky game. We've got Liverpool at home after the international break.
It's so bad.
We then have a couple of easier matches, but it's not easy. No Premier League games easy these days, man. And we've just got to go and show our experience and see if we can get the job done. But
true that.
Tricky, man.
Nick Tower with a gifted membership. Yes.
Yo!
Big up to whoever got the gifted membership. I didn't see it.
Yo, big up Nick Tower, man, for the one gifted. I tell you who's got it, bro. It was Gaming 44 Life.
Yes, Gaming 44 Life.
There you go, man. There you go. Big up Nick Tower for the gifted. Big up Nick Tower for the gifted there. Right. You know what time it is?
Let's go prediction time.
You know what I'm going to go for? I'm going to go for a Manchester City home win, 2-0.
Oh, that was what I was going to go for as well. 2-0, Edison clean sheet.
I think we can keep a clean sheet. This team doesn't score goals. I'm talking about Newcastle. Because we don't score goals either.
Yeah.
But I think we can keep a clean sheet. But yeah, anyway, my focus in this game is I'm just telling my defence, don't concede more than a goal. And I'm telling my attack, score 2, and I think you win the game. I don't see Newcastle scoring more than a goal. I'd be surprised if they did. Not saying they can, obviously, but I'd surprised if they did based on their recent form and their recent results. And I say to Man City, I say to our players, go and score 2 goals, and I think we win the game. So I'm going to go for 2-0, but I'm backing the boys. If he plays that defence, I don't think we'll concede. If he plays an inverted fullback, I think we might concede a goal.
Yeah, it could be a bit of a risk in that. Do you prefer Edison score or Edison clean sheet? Edison clean sheet, mate, because Edison can score and we can lose. Whereas an Edison clean sheet, at least the worst that can happen is a draw.
You flip that then, Bray.
4D chess, innit?
Yeah. You lose. There you go. Buzzing. Well, that's it then. Plenty of other content you can go and watch, guys, if you've not already watched. We did the press conference reaction this morning, so you can go check that out if you didn't watch that. We did the Avengers show before with myself, Big Steve,
very good
James
show,
GC,
as well. Very
Hugh, and lads. Yeah, you can go watch that if you're not. That's a good show. Speaking about the FA Cup and speaking about tomorrow's game there, so loads of stuff you can go and watch there. And of course, we will be live tomorrow, 11:30. Bringing you the team news, reaction, and all the build-up towards what is an absolutely huge game and a must-win game for Manchester City. We have to get the 3 points here, put that pressure back on Arsenal, and get this really, really tricky game out of the way. But yeah, it's going to be madness. It's going to be a madness. I hope you guys have enjoyed the stream, man. If you have, make sure you drop a like on it. Subscribe to the channel as well if you're new. And we'll see you tomorrow, 11:30. See you there.
See you in a bit.